Yo, what's up? This is Shadow Rockin' Pro 41 of the Floor Gangs and Knuckleneck Tribe, and you're watching The Trades, the show about hip hop, breaking, and the business of. And it's Monday afternoon, 3 p.m. PST, Pacific Standard Time, and of course, you're tuning in to the Pro 41 channel. Very, very, very good show today, but we're gonna get into all that. Just to kind of catch you up, we had on my other YouTube channel with Jay So Gearheads, the Gearheads Breakcast. Yesterday, we had Lino Leansky, Big Lean from Floor Lords, and he breaks down. We have a series out there called the Breaking Anthropology. We had part 4, and he broke down from the late 70s to the early 90s what the history of Boston and how I was actually connected to the New York scene. So check that out on the Gearheads Breakcast channel. Really dope interview. He breaks down like, Lino makes a lot of connections. So tune into that. So yeah, you can watch that. And of course, I'm doing my usual training as usual, getting ready for freestyle session this next month for the 40 and up battle. That's going to be really dope. So before we get started, I got to clean house a little bit. So starting with 65% of you are not subscribed, but you are watching though, and I thank you for that. Been putting up the YouTube shorts, pulling a lot of stuff I do from Instagram. I'm pulling it on YouTube, and I'm getting really good traction. I had a poll on my community tab here on YouTube, and you guys said like you want to see more tutorials. And yeah, in the shorts, I'm doing tutorials in 15 seconds, which is like more digestible. But hey, you're bringing up the views and you're bringing up the subscriptions. 65% of you are watching. I just need only 110 of you, and then I get to 1,000 subscribers. I actually could start monetizing, and you could help that out. You could help the channel. You can, we can put up the production company. We could like do a lot of fun things, but that's only if you subscribe. And guess what? It's free to click the button. That's it. I'm not asking any money yet. I mean, when there's super chats, maybe. But I'm just saying, if we want to expand the channel, please like, subscribe, then hit the bell for notifications. All right. So let's get that out of the way. Now, of course, since you guys haven't subscribed yet, I got to give a shout out to the sponsor, Zenworld.com, Zenworld CBD. Now, if you don't know, CBD is from the cannabis plant, but it's not psychoactive, so you don't get a head high. But what CBD is good for is actually inflammation. And for someone like myself, who's 47, that still trains really hard, I'm not like you young guys and girls. I can't, my regeneration is not as quick. So what I have to do is I take CBD. So right here, we got the nano drops. I'm going to do a drop right now. And it helps for anxiety. But again, inflammation is the biggest thing that basically clogs up your joints, right? When you have a fever, headache, that's what inflammation is. So CBD nano drops, and or you could have the Zenworld roll-on. So the Zenworld roll-on is really good because if you don't like to ingest it, this works like an icy hot, but instead of just having the chemicals that help warm up your body, it has CBD, so it has those healing properties. And if you go to Zenworld.com, use the promo code PROFOWON, PROFOWON, you get 10% off. So why not save money while you're repairing and regenerating? All right. So, okay. In observation, like I said, I didn't, the beginning of October, I went to Livermore to an event, and I thought it was just a competition, but it actually was a Filipino festival. And there I found out, it's Filipino American History Month. And you could check out the Pro 41 channel. I did a whole episode on influential B-boys and B-girls that are Pinoy and Pinay. So you could check that here in this channel. But, I say in the beginning of the show, I talk about, hey, this is not just, this is the show about breaking and hip hop and the business of, we didn't really, I had a few guests that weren't, B-boys or breaking. So I had Buddha Stretch from Mop Top Crew and Elite Force. And even though he's a dancer, he's not a b-boy, but he's a dancer. But I wanted to get out of breaking because most of the time I talk about breaking. But I was like, well, since it's Filipino History Month, like, and I broke down like a lot of the b-boys that were Pinoy and Pinay, b-boys and b-girls, they're from the Bay Area. And the thing is, what was an integral part of us having a venue to dance, because again, this is pre-competition era. We went to parties, we went to hall parties, we went to cotillions, and we went to school dances. And it wasn't just that we were breaking, we needed music. So one of the main things that I noticed is that we needed the DJs. And the DJ scene, if you don't know, in the Bay Area is super big. So I wanted to get someone that's basically my age that came up in that era and actually has receipts from like when I used to dance and stuff like that. So and he's a well-known, world-renowned DJ. I was like, yo, I gotta call him up. I gotta get him on the show. So without further ado, representing the Invisible Scratch Pickles, Triple Threat DJs, and the Beat Junkies, we got my man Shortkut. What
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
Short?
yeah. Yo, what up, brother? How you doing, man?
All right, dude. This is gonna be fun. Like I said,
Yeah,
it's a Filipino American History Month,
right.
and when I did the episode a few weeks ago, I had to show a few clips from like the numbers, because even Little Caesar said when I came to the Bay Area, and he went to World War III, and he saw like 300 Filipinos screaming for him. He was like, "That's the reason why I brought up Radiotron. I brought back Radiotron because it was like, like here's the like through my studies and through my research, it's like every place had a good b-boy or b-girl, but the Bay Area in America had a scene. Like
Oh yeah.
there was something going on. There was like a battle like at every party or every weekend or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yo, those were the best days, man. I mean,
Yeah,
the
dude. So I want to start with, when did you first see DJing, or maybe mobile DJs, or what was the first time you were exposed to it?
first time I was exposed to it was a house party. The guy who taught me how to DJ, his name's GMLC. You know, um, he just had a house party, and just being inside of the garage parties, which don't happen anymore because
Right.
for obvious reasons.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
but just to actually see a DJ with lights, it looked like a little mini rock concert inside of a garage,
Word.
and
Yeah.
that
Okay.
just
Yeah.
that
Word. 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 How
yeah,
old were
and
you
that,
when? How
dude, I
old
was
were you
like
when you saw that?
12.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah, and then it wasn't until my first sixth grade dance where and I don't know what this sixth grade dance is, so I went and I went early. I went by myself, and I went super early, but I was watching the DJ set up, and they were in my cafeteria, but where the stage is, and they're like setting up. It looked like again another rock concert, and just it was intriguing, and just
Right.
seeing like the DJ was cutting it up. You know, the only thing I had about scratching in my head was just pretty much like what I saw on TV. So messing up my parents' stereo
Right.
system, but actually watching it them set up and sound check, it was just like, oh man, that moment alone, I was like, oh, I'm doing this. You know what I mean?
Oh, word. Just that. That was it.
Just
You're
just
like,
yeah,
you're hooked. So you
yeah,
didn't see
because
it
it was.
before you were 12 at all, just maybe on TV or whatever?
I mean, just little things here and there, like Rocket, Herbie
Yeah,
Hancock.
yeah.
Rocket was
Shout
probably
out
my
to
biggest
Grandmaster
influence.
DST,
Yeah, big up,
man.
yeah, Grand Mixer DST. Yeah, I mean, but just going to like the house parties and just like not really understanding what was going on as a young kid, but going to the school dances is what really got me into it. And then that's when I further found out about when flyers were being passed out at school in junior high
Word.
to
Yeah, yeah.
like so and so, like this DJ group versus this DJ group who are the same age as me, but they're going to be and this is a flyer for a garage party at someone's house. So you
Word.
can
Okay.
so you can only imagine how many people kind of went to it, but like I don't know. It was just cracking back in the days where we didn't have to. It wasn't. I mean, thankfully, there wasn't much drama back in the days, but they were having those house
Right.
parties where you can actually watch two DJs battle. And that and
Right.
just just being exposed to it more and more, just like, oh, I'm doing this.
All
So
right. So
So it
yeah,
wasn't.
that leads up to kind of like what why I wanted you. You're like, so you're gonna just be on the phone and we're just gonna have a discussion. But obviously you
All
have your
good.
setup, and I was like, all right, so you know, we have to talk about like the mobile DJ scene, and specifically just because it was in that Excelsior district, like Daly City area. It
Yeah.
was like there were a bunch of Filipinos that were a bunch of mobile DJs.
It was predominantly Filipino. I mean, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'll tell you this much: going home from school, seeing garages with a bunch of kids having a DJ set up, and they were just all like kind of gathered. You know, that's where they were hanging out, and just
Word.
that was just kind of like a common thing back in the day. So, um,
Yeah.
and I think from when I first started, I was told that there was at least 100 groups in the Bay Area, mobile DJ groups.
Already, this is like, you're ready. This is already at 12 years old. There's already 100
Yeah, oh yeah,
mobile
straight
DJ
up,
crews, and
absolutely,
mostly Filipino, right?
and predominantly Filipino. Yeah.
Right.
So
And that,
so
and
yeah,
that,
man.
like that was a normal thing, but you said it was the school dance that made you go, okay, I want to try this.
Yeah,
So you were
absolutely.
just, it was just in the background for you for the
Oh
longest
yeah,
time.
yeah. For I mean,
Right.
for me, it's like, what the hell is like what you know? Like I said, it was a whole little mini rock concert setting. I'm like, what the hell is this? And it was, of
Right.
course, as a little kid, you're just like, you know what I mean? Like the lights, it's not just the music, but the lights to set up and the speaker cabinets, and they're like stacked up, like a big wall of speakers on each side, and it's like, damn, this is dope. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
ever since then, I just hooked up with friends, and we gathered our equipment together, and we formed our own group. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
yeah, man.
So we have your setup right now because I was like, you're like, hey, you want to see some footage from that? I'm like, yes, I want to see
Yeah.
some footage from there. So what Short's gonna pull up is kind of like, and maybe you can narrate a little bit while we're going through this footage and stuff like that, so you could tell us like what year and what this was about.
Well, so this right here is an example of a mobile DJ battle, as you can probably call it. It was
Uh-huh.
back in the day. It was kind of either a showcase or a DJ battle, but
Right.
you can imagine. I'll give you the scenario right here. This is in what you're watching right now. This is in Santa Clara at the Toso Pavilion, I guess at the Santa Clara University Pavilion.
Right.
And inside the pavilion itself, just think of all four corners, or not four corners, but four sides of the room, four DJ crews, setting up their
Word.
own individual setups,
Yeah.
DJ, like turntables, speakers, lights, and all that, and that's how they were battle.
Right. What
And
year
then
and what year is this footage?
this right here is '92, I think.
Oh, word. Okay, so I'm already
Yeah.
out there. For me, I'm already in the scene at this point. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
I got a little bit of footage of something that's kind of,
Yeah.
but yeah, like if you watch this right here, just like
Right.
that's one group from here, High Class.
High class.
They're from Fairfield.
NorCal. Yeah, there you go.
Fairfield, yeah, they're from Fairfield.
Right.
I mean, look at that. Everyone had an elaborate setup, speaker cab, wall of speakers. Now, just that one setup. Think of four of those setups in one spot,
Right.
and
Yeah, man.
that's how cats would battle.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
you know,
Yeah, it kind
um,
of it gave us, it gave us a place to go to, right? For young
yeah.
kids to kind
I
of
mean,
go to.
you got to consider this. I mean, look at the scenario. We're not old enough to go to the clubs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe there's one 18 and over club in San Francisco that you can go to, but even that does they and then some of those clubs don't even play like hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
they'll
right,
play
right.
more on the commercial side, but this is like where you can play whatever
A
you
lot
want.
of sounds
A
from
lot of stuff.
Oakland,
Yeah,
bro.
Oakland. Yeah, see
Look
Oakland.
at
See
those
that?
speakers, man. Holy
Yeah, man.
crap.
Look at that. That's look at it, and then the amp rack right in the middle, controlling all that. And then see the second to none from Daly City.
Second to none.
That was
Shout out
Yoga
to Richie.
Frogs. Yeah, that was Yoga
Yeah,
Frogs
shout out to
too.
Richie.
Yep. And then on top of that, there was another DJ battle right here. See this setup right here?
Yeah.
They had a separate DJ, a scratch DJ battle, and
Oh, word.
Quest was part of that. D
Okay.
from San Francisco, my brother D Styles from my group, Scratch Pickles, Beat Junkies,
Right.
um, Positively Red, just all the OG battle DJs in that
Right.
time. And then the judges were Mixmaster Mike, DJ Apollo, and Qbert.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Crazy.
man. So
Which event is this? Is this DJ
it's called
Extravaganza or no?
yeah, Extravaganza.
Oh dang, okay. I didn't know that this was the same footage because I have DJ Dave Dynamics put like a crowd shot And I was actually,
Oh, I think actually this is Dave Dynamics' footage.
oh, for
Oh, there you go. Yeah, look
shout
at
out to
this.
Dave
Oh,
Dynamics.
so there's like I guess from the grandstand, but here's a like an overall look of how it looked back in the days. Like
Yeah,
you know,
man.
two setups, and and mind you, every group would have about what 20 minutes to rock.
Right.
20 minutes only. They would set up
Yeah.
all that equipment for 20 minutes.
Right. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy that there's this footage, man. Because we were talking a lot about the parallels between the mid '70s in the South Bronx and that like mid '80s to early '90s in San Francisco Bay Area, about how we like it was the DJs that supplied this scene.
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely,
mean?
man.
You know, it was the DJs that supplied this. Yeah.
We were immersed in that, crazy,
Right,
like really
right.
deep into it.
So were you into hip hop before all this, or did you get into hip hop through DJing?
I got into hip hop. I was a b-boy before, in like 84, 83.
Oh, word,
Like
yeah, when the
yeah,
first time when it came,
yeah.
right?
When it
Yeah.
came, like when I saw Beat Street, immediately when I told my mom I need to buy a pair of Pumas. And,
There you
and then
go.
I would, this is what, second grade, first, second
Yeah,
grade.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that sounds right.
yeah, and then I just got into it so much from that. But then of course, just the DJing was always the scratching in all our hip hop music back then was just so intriguing to me. So I always kept up with that. So
Right.
you know, being able to spend like I got $1 a day for lunch. So I saved $5, and on Friday I would buy a record. I wouldn't even eat lunch. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So what was your first record?
First hip hop record or first
Nah,
record?
just first record. Let's just say first record.
Oh, my first. So I was a heavy metal head before I was a b-boy.
Word. All
Yeah,
right.
man. Yeah. So my first, man, AC/DC, Back in Black,
Okay. Okay. Word. All right.
but first hip hop record was Run DMC's first album.
Okay. Word. All right.
Yeah, yeah,
Dang, that's
so,
crazy.
yeah, man. I mean, I still got that copy to this day, and he just,
Dude.
but just learning through music through hip hop over the years, and didn't realize that like other genres of hip hop, I mean, other genres of music made up hip hop. So
Right.
got to learn a lot. Definitely
Yeah.
through hip hop for sure.
Did you go to Policita too? Was that your
Yeah,
middle
yeah,
school?
yeah.
Oh
Yeah, that was my
shit,
middle
word.
school.
Yeah, you went to
Yeah, yeah.
Policita, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
actually started DJing when I was going to Policita. So
word.
that
And
whole
that
scenario at sixth grade, I was telling you, I was at my school dance at Policita. I was just like, oh shit, this is dope. You
that's
know what I mean? Like,
crazy. And then eventually, obviously you graduated Policita, and then you went to Jefferson, right?
yes, yep,
Yeah. And then right now we're gonna pull up, so everyone's like, well, a lot of B-boys and B-girls like that. Well, you're not talking about breaking, man. I don't relate. Well, I'm gonna pull up some clips. I'm gonna pull up some receipts. So this is Shortkut's first b-boy crew,
Oh
and here's at
damn,
Fiesta Islands,
where
right?
the hell did you get? Where'd you get this?
Yeah, man.
Oh my
This-
goodness.
yeah, look. So this is the thing. This is how many people watched us back in the day. You know what I mean? Look at everyone screaming and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Don't happen now. It's all dudes normally, right? Like just to give you guys like a sound of like.
yeah. One thing I
Yeah,
gotta
and they
say,
didn't
man.
even go on yet.
Yo, I gotta tell you this, man. B-boy battles back in the day was a very diverse amount of male to female ratio. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not trying to down any chicks, man, but females were
right,
like
right.
deep into the b-boys, like that
Yeah,
was
straight
they were the
up.
superstars. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. So this is Concrete Rockers, and basically they were like kind of like they originally, just to give a little history, they were a crew called TNT, right? That's what Julius was part of, Tasmanian Nitro Tribe, and then obviously they watched the Wild Style, Style Wars, and Beat Street, and they're like, yo, we need to like replicate that because here's the thing: if you're the DJ, we weren't used to having Just Begun. Like we were used to that like freestyle electro. But that was one thing I noticed about their performance here, in Fiesta Islands is like, they're dancing to Just Begun. So what was their attitude? Because everyone was like power moves and electro, right? So what was Concrete's attitude towards the music since you were the DJ?
from what I remember, I mean, like when I was making mix, I think I made this mix for them.
Okay,
I'm not
word,
mistaken.
yeah.
So I mean, but why I connected with them so much is like, when they're in the hallways, they were just so into like just the music too, like just
Right.
certain kind of like, besides the Planet Rock and all that, the obvious, what
Yeah.
I
Like
guess what commercial
clear and like,
clear, yeah, like more, yeah,
yeah.
more on the electro side, but
Yeah.
the I of course they always try to perfect their power moves, but their up rocking was always dope to me because they always consider the music, you know what I mean, like especially like It's Just Begun or Apache or something like that. And mind you,
Right.
that was like the second wave from the '80s of like the
Right.
resurgence of b-boying in the Bay Area, where
Right.
the music kind of went more towards funk and soul. You know what I
Right.
mean? Not just electro and freestyle.
Yeah,
So
and that was the thing. Like, that's one thing that stood out about this performance to me was like, what are they? Because I mean, I understood hip hop, but not to the not. I didn't understand ultimate breaks and beats yet. You know what I mean? I didn't understand.
ah
And that's probably why I wasn't. I was dancing at this time, but I wasn't breaking because at the time it was just a bunch of Filipino kids with long bangs doing flares, right? Like,
right.
so when I saw Concrete, it's like, yo, they're doing something like a little bit what I'm not used to. So, how long did you DJ for them, and how long like how did you go to a lot of the events that they went to, like some of
I
like kind of the hall parties and stuff?
Well, I actually didn't get to go to a lot of events with them because I had my own gigs to go to.
Oh, word.
So, but like I hooked up with them at, I forgot if it was Jason's house. I forgot one of the guys' houses where we'd hook up, and I just kind of like see them, just cipher at the at their crib. But like there was a couple of performances where I had to we got together to talk about the music they wanted to dance to. So but yeah,
That's
man. I mean,
dope.
they were always sick with it, man. They were just really into it, and I mean, that's like I said, man. As a hip hop cat, and mind you, let's talk about this, man. Fucking in '92 era, a lot of the gangster San Francisco stuff was the thing in high school. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
the parka wearing. I hate to
Yeah.
just generalize, but the parka wearing,
Yes.
Cortez wearing dudes.
Yes. Yes.
Almost I hate to say it, almost Filipino gangster kind of steez was in.
Right.
But
Right.
we were like man, I was like me and them were the only cats wearing Pumas at school. You know what I'm saying? Like
Word.
wearing the puffy vests with the hoodie, over the hoodie kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like
There you go.
we believed in that, and honestly, a lot of that came from at least for my influence as a DJ, Kubert, Mike, and Apollo, seeing their steez, the way they carried themselves. They had just won the
Right.
world championship.
Right.
Knuckle Neck Tribe, of course, the OGs. Seeing how
Right.
they carried themselves, they carried a lot of the East Coast like rec shop style, but had a West Coast rock city. So they had the b-boy stuff as well. So you know
Right.
that was a big influence on us growing up in high school.
Yeah,
So
man. Nah, for real, man. That's the whole thing. So getting into a little bit of that. So, how would you describe the kind of the parties back then? Right? You said it was like, we had some footage from DJ Extravaganza.
right.
Um, Talk about like some of the hall parties that you guys saw, and like you said, that people made flyers for house parties. That's to me, I mean,
That's
that's
insane.
yeah, that's like
That's
okay,
unheard of.
you want that many people coming to your house and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean that's a definitely an unheard of thing nowadays, right? So,
Yeah.
but it's just it was dope because it depends who's. I mean, if it was a house in Daly City, you didn't have unless you lived in like the Gellert area. If you lived like
Right.
in the
Yeah.
San Francisco area, your
Yeah.
house is pretty small. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
but you know what? As a DJ, I got the negative and the positives of it. Positive wise, hip hop, it was blowing up. It was big, and you know what I mean. And of course, there wouldn't be nothing without a b boy circle. But then I got it from some of the party goers who didn't know what time it is with the b boying stuff. Were like, oh man, they're taking up the dance floor. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
and for
Yep.
me, I was leaning more towards like the hip hop side, so I really didn't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I
Right.
was just
Right.
playing.
Right. Right.
I was
Yeah.
playing joints like. So that's something I think that was a thing I had to deal with. Kind of trying to keep that balance.
Yeah.
Because as a DJ, you got to make everybody happy, right? So,
Right. Yeah.
but
So okay.
there,
So that's the thing. So when you look up like Legions of Boom, when you look at Oliver Wang stuff, like when you talk about Spintronics, they are talking about a lot of like the freestyle music, right? They're talking
right,
about like the Johnny O's and the
cover
what's
girls, all
that?
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
expose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Expos.
yeah.
So
I
were
mean,
you like you play? Obviously, you had to play it, right?
oh, that
Like
was my first music DJ, straight up.
okay, word. All right. right,
Yeah, I mean, for those of you who don't know the history about like how we're talking about the whole mobile DJ scene in the Bay Area, the original music that, especially in the Filipino scene, the predominant music was post disco music. So anything that was kind of high energy, kind of high tempo, freestyle, Miami bass, classic electro. That's what everyone played. You know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah,
And the art of the quick mix. I mean, that was the thing, like having a stack of records this high, but going through it in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? And then
right.
that whole thing of the mashup, like we were doing that way before mashup was a whole thing. Like playing Planet
Yeah,
Rock over a
no,
slow jam,
no,
over a
no.
slow jam.
That's yeah, yes. That's
Yeah, I
what I'm
mean,
saying. Like the whole thing of mashups was like,
we've
I was like,
been
what's
doing
that?
that.
That's it's just mixing.
Two
I've
songs that
heard
don't
this in
two songs that don't belong together, basically.
right. Yeah,
Yeah, we were
that's
doing that
great.
for
Yeah.
yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying. It's like, four turntables, quick mixes, all this
Oh
type of
yeah,
stuff. What are some of the halls out there in Daly City that you would frequent at, or they
oh,
would usually throw big events at, or
right off the
events?
right off the bat, Westlake Hall,
100.
Westlake
Yeah,
Gym.
I was setting that up.
Yeah, Westlake Gym
Westlake Gym.
was definitely one of them. St. Augustine's.
Yeah,
If you've been to that one, that's in Daily, like more in the ceremony area.
yeah.
St. Andrews, like definitely more church halls, I would say.
Word. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've only been to one jam at War Memorial, which
Yeah,
that
you know
was
what?
like
It's funny because I keep hearing about War Memorial, but I guess they use that more in the 80s than they did in the
yeah.
90s, maybe?
So I'll give you an example. This is '84. And
Okay.
I was still like in third grade, man. Me and my boys would just, walk so far to go to War Memorial, but the whole gym was nothing but ciphers. Like at least I shit you not, like about 10 circles in one gym. But everyone just,
Damn.
but they're just playing, like I guess over the, there wasn't even a DJ, just over the, the sound system in the gym. They were just playing music, but it was dope, man, because it's like it gave everyone a place to kind of hang out. And I was there for
That's
like,
crazy.
dude,
Yeah, I wasn't.
I
I
got in
mean, I
trouble
wasn't.
coming home late just because of that. You know what I mean? Like, but it was
Yeah,
dope.
I was in San Francisco at the time, so I didn't. I wasn't like my cousin was like the only one. He was like he's way older than me, so he was
Okay,
able to like like I said, he won the first Imagine. As far as the dancing
okay.
wise, he won the first Imagine. He was in a crew called Zero Gravity. Right here we have Saint Augustine here, I think.
Oh damn,
Yeah, this is
KNT.
yeah, DCB, Daly City Breakers versus Knuckle Neck and Rock Force.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is like the hall, right? So this is like, so it's good that I gave a reference, right? We all saw Concrete. Now you see like Concrete here battling. Well, it's three crews, right? Which was PRT from Jefferson, right? Mega
Yeah.
Movement. I think some of them went to South City, and that's where Jazzy J was from. And then who's the last? Yeah, and then Concrete that went
Yeah,
to
concrete.
Jefferson also. Yeah, PRT and yeah, Concrete because PRT was the older guys, right?
Right. Right.
That's
Damn.
crazy. Yeah.
Holy cow! I haven't seen this in so long.
Yeah, man, right? This was like what everyone basically watched back in the day, as I think Cyclone. But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is a hall party. This is like kind of like, for the kids, the young people that are watching, even people in their 30s, they haven't even experienced this.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
this was a great time because like man, just the music was definitely like super influential on everybody. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
a balance of the boom bap hip hop that was out at the time, and
Yes.
mixing it up
Yeah.
with all the funk stuff. Because it was everything was still sample based back then, right? So
Right. Right.
you
Right.
can kind
Right.
of weave into it. Like you could play the creator Pete Rock
Yeah.
into like something like on some Cool and the Gang, uh,
Right.
something fast. You know what I'm saying? So it was dope. It was totally dope, man. It was good.
Yeah, dude.
It was a
So
awesome time, man.
So for you, like, were you already digging back then, or you were kind of just like, all right, well, this is gameplay, or were you already like, or were you already introduced to
Yeah,
Ultimate Breaks and Beats and stuff?
yeah. I already knew about Ultimate Breaks and Beats in like 1990. That's when, or probably
Damn,
even earlier,
dope.
like 89, 1990. Because that was just the one record because it had all the cool art. Man, this is
Oh
all
yeah,
Ultimate Breaks and this whole thing is Ultimate Breaks and Beats doubles of each. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Shout out to Breakbeat Lou. Shout out to
Yeah, but
Lenny,
yeah,
man.
big up Breakbeat Lou. I mean, shoot, man. Just every one was just super
Oh hell yeah,
influential.
let's see
You know what I'm saying?
that.
Like you look at the artwork, it's just so classic, and you know what I mean. Like just and honestly, Ultimate Breaks and Beats for any DJ who's coming up. I always said to myself, if I had to give up all my records, the only collection of records I would definitely not part with is this because
Right.
this has funk, soul, rock, country, everything, just all genres of music. And
Right.
you know, you could do a whole party with these records, straight up. You know what I mean?
That's
And
crazy.
if you listen to everything, I mean, I'll give you me and Breakbeat Lou talked about this, but Dr. Dre and the first NWA album, all ultimate breaks of beats,
100,
100%,
100,
100%.
100,
Yeah, absolutely.
100.
That's what I was like,
That's crazy.
Lou would fuck around. Yo, where's my royalty checks
Where's
or
where
something
my
like that?
where's my
Yeah,
royalty
because I
check?
mean, he curated all these, and these had all the records
Yeah.
that they would play in the jams back in New York.
Yeah.
So it's
No,
dope,
it's
man.
crazy. It's crazy because I did an episode and I forgot to mention Lenny because I was freestyling. So I just
Oh yeah,
talked
yeah,
about,
yeah.
yeah, I talked about Lou more than Lenny. But I broke down how, like, if you look at early Dr. Dre when he was with the Wrecking Crew, it was like electro
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. But
Oh, definitely, yeah.
when you hear the Shockley brothers and PE and Public
Oh,
Enemy, and then
come on, man.
you see NWA, it's like,
Absolutely.
there's
It
that whole thing.
the lineage of, I mean, that's why to me, I still think, besides Dre, I think Bomb Squad's one of the best producers of all time. I mean,
One hundred.
if you listen to the first two Public Enemy albums, it had nothing but this. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
And
right.
how they were able to incorporate it and just kind of just expose. I mean, that's how I learned about music, is through those producers and this collection. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
and especially being from the West Coast, how everything was more driven to like more bass sounding stuff. So that's why the electro and freestyle stuff people kind of consider. I kind of cringe sometimes, like, oh yeah, oh he's playing that old school electro or something like, oh we're about to break up in here. I'm like, I kind of lean towards more of the funk side. You know what I mean? So,
Right, right, right.
and
Yeah, yeah. Because
it was
everyone's stuck
because
on the 80s, like the 80s image
yes,
of like
yeah,
break dance and
like it's just straight, you know
breaking.
what I mean? Like no, I mean you know then then you get into the Titanic stuff and like you know what I mean, like the more up rocking
Yeah,
anthems
yeah.
that we didn't get. I mean, unfortunately, I didn't get into until I became a digger. You know what I mean? So
Right. Yeah, same, I mean, same for us, man. Like, because we were only exposed to so much, right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
you know what I'm saying? Like, now on YouTube, we could, like, look, I'm pulling up stuff that people
Oh
don't
man,
even realize. You know what I mean?
yo,
Like, you're pulling up stuff where, like, okay, now we could actually do the research. And again,
yeah,
one of the reasons for this show is to kind of curate this history, right? To curate this
awesome,
history.
yeah,
Before we keep moving on, let's go to the chat real quick. Roman
yeah,
Mahan says that's sick. DJ setup, setting over the with the vinyl.
yeah.
Felix says the trays, let's go. That's why I started breaking.
Word up.
Yo, tight. This is dope. Cool. So,
Cool. Thanks for coming through, y'all.
yeah, man. Before we move on, I gotta do a little bit more housekeeping keeping real quick. So right now we're gonna do the Break Connect. Shout out to Break Connect. And what we're gonna do is, like, they're our new one of our new sponsors, Break Connect. We're gonna show the clip of the day, and the clip of the day is from. Let me pull this up. The clip of the day is from this week over in Switzerland. There was an event called the Groove Session, and the clip of the day is all the way from Belgium. We got my man Rob representing Style Invaders. So we'll check them out. Obviously, no volume for because of what you call it, because of copyright. But
Yeah.
this is Rob. Again, one more time. So again, if you want to connect with people, Break Connect has a big registry. If you plan to attend freestyle session and compete, you have to sign up at breakconnect.com, and an Instagram Break Connect. And if you want to use their judging system or you want to use anything, you could go to their website at breakconnect.com, and I'll pull that second. I just want to watch this clip from Rob real quick. This guy's one of the new guys coming out. Holy crap. And shout out to Hijack, Floor Gangs, and 808 Breakers. He won this event in Switzerland. And that's like, Hijack's one of my people, so I give a shout out to him. And let's. I'm gonna pull out the Break Connect website. And again, you could register over there. You could check out their website. You could basically, they keep track. If you've been to the events that Break Connect's part of, you can actually track your ratings. You can see how well you're doing in the scene. So check out breakconnect.com. All right.
Damn.
Yeah, man. Hey, we're getting connected, dude. We're gonna, we're trying. Yo, I got plans. Okay,
evolved,
I got
man?
plans for this year, man. So, yeah,
That's
man.
nuts.
Yeah. So, okay. So now getting back to let's talk more a little about hip hop. We kind of opened up about hip hop.
Yeah.
So you start. So obviously, okay, you saw the setups, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that so? That's separate from the scratching. Right, because obviously, if you're part of the DJ crew, obviously you're gonna mix, right? Because not everyone's gonna sit there and listen to scratching for 5 hours, 6 hours. Did that draw you right? Did you do the setup stuff and then the mixing and then scratch, or you went right away? I want to do that.
No, not right away. DJ scratching got me first.
Okay, word.
Just because I was listening to it, and then just a quick story of how I got into it. This girl that one of my friends that I would walk home with, this girl, her name was Bernadette. Oh, my brother got some DJ equipment in his room. Let's go check it out. I'm like, oh, word, let's go, let's do it. And he taught me how to do this thing, or I guess it was a mixer where, I actually got it right here. Hold on.
Oh shit, damn. Uh-oh, he's pulling out real receipts. Oh shit, is that the realistic?
So this is, hold on, sorry, let me put my headphones on. Yeah. All right, so this is a realistic mixer from Radio Shack.
Yes.
So this switch right here, hold on, right there. This switch right here, you have to put she put a pen top because it's a flat switch, so it's enabled to kind of turn the music off and on it. Right. That's how she taught me how to scratch.
Whoa! Then, so she taught you how to scratch?
Yeah, she taught me how to scratch. She showed me like,
oh shit!
Like this. I'm like, oh damn, that's super cool. And then as we're doing this, her brother came in. What the hell y'all doing with my shit? Yo, you better learn how to use this before you get on this.
Right.
What am I doing wrong? Well, do you know how to mix records yet? I'm like, no. I'm like, what's mixing records?
Right.
Mix this song into this song. I'm like, okay. And I was, of course, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Okay, learn that first, then you can go back on my shit. That's what he told me. And I'm like, oh, damn. I'm like, okay. So
and you didn't have equipment at home yet. This is just
just first exposure, first touching it, and all that stuff. And then like, it wasn't until my 13th birthday, I think I had like $300, and I was able to buy just one mixer, which is right here. I have a mixer.
Oh shit!
I still have my original mixer and one belt-driven turntable. Word. And I saw the Technics 1200s back in the days. I'm like, what's that? Oh, I want to get this turntable. And I asked him, how much is this? $300. I was like, oh, I don't got $300. So I thought it was like, because it said professional turntable. Like, I'm just starting out. So, it was just one turntable, one mixer, and my brother and my friend up the street had another turntable. Like it was like mismatched turntables, but it just had a pitch control because I know you needed a pitch control to either speed up or slow down the song. Right. And that's how I got into it, man. Just staying home and just learning from that. But, scratching at the same time. So, like I said, scratching got me first, but it wasn't until like my boy who actually taught me how to DJ, the one who caught me and her sister messing with his stuff, where he told me like, yo, before you touch any on my stuff, you better learn how to mix first. Right. So that was the motivational part right there.
And this is like, so all those friends that you're talking about, is that what became eventually Just Too Hype, your first DJ crew? Okay. Yes. Yeah, I had to throw that. I had to throw that in.
For sure.
Shout out to Just Too Hype.
Yeah, Just Too Hype was the name of my first DJ crew.
Right. So since you have the turntables right there and you got a camera that goes over it, what was like one of the first? What was one of your first scratches? What was it like? Was it kind of like just watching all that stuff, or who was your inspiration first?
Well, first of course was watching Rocket, Herbie Hancock on Rocket, right?
Word, there you go again, DST. Yo, do you have connections with him?
Yes, I think I do. I haven't talked to him in a while.
I need to holler at him because he's one of the first b-boys at the Herc parties too.
Oh, yeah. Let me hit him up on what he.
I need to interview him. I need to.
Yeah, he's such a cool dude, man. The first scratch I learned.
Was it like super basic or was it copying a hip hop record?
Oh, I think it was this.
Oh shit!
Just that.
Damn, I was like, straight up, and when I got that, straight up Rocket. like
Yeah,
straight
so,
up
no,
rocket.
no, because I mean, we didn't have YouTube back in the days. We didn't have any video.
Right, right,
You
right.
know, I didn't know. The first time he really uh, did that scratch was on what was the name of that show? Saturday Night Live on NBC.
Oh,
But it's
word.
11.
Okay.
But it's 11 o'clock. I'm already asleep by then. So I didn't.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
only way for me to do those scratches was to hear it over. What do you do? Lift the needle up, put it back to the beginning, and then just copy it. Pretty
Okay.
much.
Damn. Crazy. So it wasn't even like a full rap song. It was straight up like it was straight
It's
up, you know, what
yeah.
it was considered hip hop even though it was jazz, right? It was Herbie
Yeah,
Hancock, but
Herbie Hancock was always that experimental jazz guy, right?
right,
But
yeah,
for
yeah.
him to, he was, I mean, realistically, he was the first one to have a turntablist as
True.
as a featured guy.
Yeah.
I mean, DST was the first turntablist, straight up. You know what I
Right,
mean,
right.
he was the first scratch DJ band member of a band. You know what I mean? Not just all turntables, but he was like a featured guy on a part of the band. So
Yeah, man, crazy.
yeah, man.
Uh, Vin Zell says, "Oh no, not the receipts." I was like, I'm big about that, like because the whole thing is like a lot of the stuff is not documented or it's on YouTube, but it's not curated, so we won't even have context or reference if a clip comes up on YouTube. So again,
Hmm.
this whole show is to kind of curate that. Okay, so we went from Herbie Hancock's Rocket.
Hmm.
Then was there any other scratches, or did you go straight to like kind of like the DMC stuff, or was still like I'm gonna copy like hip hop scratches like
So
from?
I didn't get into the whole battle thing. I mean, I didn't know anything about like DMCs till about 1990, maybe. It
Okay,
wasn't
word,
until
yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah, it wasn't until
DJ Kubert,
Qbert.
right? Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, so you know, I think Babu said it best. My brother Babu, he was like, as young Filipinos, we don't really have big role models except for our parents and Qbert.
right, yeah,
Because honestly, Qbert was the first one to go international and put
yeah,
Filipinos on the map. I'm like,
yeah,
I mean, we all know, at least in the Bay, we have dope. I mean, Rest in Peace Dream, and
right,
all the
yep,
and all the dope b boys as far as like what Knuckle Neck Trap was doing at the time. But it
yeah,
was Q to bring the Filipinos to the forefront of like, look, we're definitely contributing a important element of hip hop,
yep,
and letting them know that hey, it's coming from the Bay Area too. So
right.
it was
So
yeah.
right away from that, where you're like, I gotta try to have a routine, a battle routine. Where it's like,
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
it wasn't till like my first, going to a DJ battle and seeing what people were doing in it, and then, like, I think my first battle was in it was like, you remember Silent Sight?
No,
It
I
was
don't.
on, it was a DJ store on Ocean and Mission in Frisco.
Right,
Yeah, and but I didn't even meet Q yet. It was
right,
just a local DJ battle happening, and that's
right,
when but Qbert walked into the spot, and I just heard about Q. I just didn't even know. I
right.
didn't even know him yet. Oh man,
Yeah,
Qbert's here, and everyone
yeah,
tripped out like, oh, like he was like the local celebrity, of course. But
yeah. He
yeah,
was cute.
I was at this battle.
Oh, word. This is
Yeah,
DJ Kubert in 1990 when he used to put a beanie on top of his baseball cap.
yeah, and right here, I think he had just won the. Actually, this is circa 1991, but
Yeah,
he had just won the U.S. DMC here. He
right.
didn't go to the World yet.
Yeah. And I think, and again, like I said, that kind of linked Knuckle Neck being his dancers and then becoming West Coast Rock Steady.
Right.
Again, kind of pushed us to kind of like, oh wow, the guys from Beat Street and Style Wars is like backing up Q. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
So that's
at the FM2, their rap group was called FM20, and when
right.
they would have a part of the show just to showcase the Knuckleneck Tribe to show up a little bit of rec shopping and b-boying, it
Yeah.
just it. I mean, I don't know if as a dancer, I don't know if that was the the big exposure for all that where everyone just followed suit. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think so. I mean, just
Yeah,
go.
I
I
think
mean,
so.
after seeing them perform with FM2LQ and Mike and Apollo and them, every gig I went to after that had a b-boy circle. Had a you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, straight. I think honestly, I think it was home when they were on home turf. I think that's
oh
when they
yeah,
gave. I think that's when it was like the big exposure around the Bay and stuff like that.
yeah,
Okay.
big time.
So Dear Gotti says I saw the Daly City Filipino DJ documentary. There, now you know. See, see that good. You're doing your
Yeah.
research. Happy about that. So okay, so you see Q. Obviously, you like scratching. Like it spoke to you more than the mixing. So what was so I'm gonna pull up. Is this video that you sent me, the Positively Red? Is that your first DJ battle?
No, it wasn't with my first DJ battle. I have no video of my first DJ battle, but
Oh, damn it!
it was in '92 in San
Right.
Jose. Um,
Word.
and you know, it was just on a whim where just like I went into a DJ store in Redwood City and they were like, "Yo, we're about to have this DJ battle. Cubert, Mike, and
Right.
Apollo are the judges." But this battle right here is the 1993. Yeah, Def Jam had a DJ battle.
Let's
But
watch a little bit of it.
I was already kind of hooked up with Cubert already.
Oh, word. Crazy. Here's the thing, man. It's not like that anymore, huh? No one's screaming like that, really, for something like this.
I mean, you know, it's really the music too, man. I hate to say it, but you know,
Yeah.
this is '93, so boom bap was still in its just rawest form. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like people are still putting out dope records. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
a majority of these records like that were people that were kind of messing with was DJ Premier stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
But this battle right here, real quick,
Yeah.
that specific battle, I sent in a tape and I didn't get picked to be in it.
Wait, huh?
Yeah. So
So
I
talk
think it
about
was-
that.
my boy DJ Ajax told me like, "Yo, man, just go bring up a bag of records. Someone might not show up." And then, sure enough, someone didn't show up. So I took that
Oh
slot.
shit! Just
Yeah,
like that?
and I ended up winning the whole battle.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, so that-
So you had to
No,
register. So it was
Yeah.
just like
And everyone who was in that battle were all the heavyweights: Quest, Disc, D Styles, Ruthless, like all the big battle DJs in the Bay Area got picked for that. But I didn't get picked. I was so and I just and I just felt like I just came from the New Music Seminar, which is the big world championship. That was my first world
right.
championship.
Is that the one that 8 Ball won that year?
Yeah, the year that 8 Ball
Okay,
won that year,
right.
that's when I got accepted too.
Okay.
But it's all like, oh man, I should be a shoo-in for this local
Right.
battle because I just came from this world championship and I didn't get picked for it.
Damn.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah, you ended up rocking it. Like
yeah, but
yo,
you know,
so-
just I came in with a chip on my shoulder. I was like, oh man, I'm about to show motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like, watch. You know, I didn't pick my tape. Watch. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I was acting a little like something to prove in that battle. So.
Yeah, nah, it looks like it. Like that footage, so it looks like it. Okay,
Yeah.
so you get into the battle stuff, and how fast did you progress? Because if you started at 92 to battle, right, to actually go in, that's only a year later. When do you think you felt like, okay, this is where it's like, yo, there's nothing stopping me right now. Like I'm on a roll. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Well,
when do you feel that time?
It wasn't until I got accepted to be in the first New Music Seminar in New York. So
Okay,
there was a local battle which Concrete Rockers opened up the whole show. It was at the Doug
Was this
Beat, it was the Buckwild Classic. Remember?
word?
You hear
Okay,
about-
yeah, word.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there was a battle in the Bay Area called the Buckwild Classic, and Concrete Rockers were the opening act, and then it was just a 8-man head-to-head bracket style DJ battle, and I was in it. I ended up making the finals. I lost to DJ Disc, who was in that. The Flare Scratch just came out that year, so he was just doing that and
Yeah.
just blew everything away. But I got
Yeah.
second in that, and then Mixmaster Mike came up to me after the battle. Yo, you should enter the battle I just won last year. Fuck that, I'm gonna enter you. And he just give me your address and all that, and he entered me in.
Wow.
And then like a month later, I got a freaking letter from them saying that I got accepted. Make your plans now to your travel plans, because
Wow.
1,000 people have to send in VHS tapes for that battle, and they
Right.
only picked 16 out of the world. So I got picked out for that. So, it was that time where I was in New York for the first time. Birthplace of hip hop, and just in the at that battle in the front stage, Bam, Herc, Flash, Theodore, all the kings. Yeah, exactly. This is the battle. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm fast, bro. I'm like Jamie from Joe Rogan, bro.
Oh, there you go, man. Yo, and I represented Philippines that year, dude.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah, man. Because you know why? I think So here's the thing with this battle is my needles kept skipping.
Oh,
First round.
shit.
So I got eliminated the first round.
Damn.
See?
That's crazy. Yeah. So you really had a chip on your shoulder then. For
Oh,
that
man.
one.
You watch.
But
You can see, this is only a 60-second battle. I mean, 60-second round for me. But you can see how pissed I was after it kept skipping. I was like, damn, man.
Yeah. And this is before Invisible Scratch Pickles, right?
Oh yeah, way before.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's okay. You're already pissed. So we already know what's
Yeah.
there.
So I was pissed off, but I re-entered the next year, and I
Right.
was like, and I got accepted again, and then I represented Frisco the next year, and I got
Right.
to the finals. But
Nice.
I went against DJ
Who was
Noise.
in the
And I lost
finals? It was you and who?
me and DJ Noise from Denmark.
Noise. Okay.
Yeah,
Crazy. Oh man, that's
yeah.
insane.
And then the
So
Pickles formed shortly after that battle.
okay, so yeah, so they were formerly known as the West Coast Rocksteady DJs. Then obviously certain things happen, and then all of a sudden Richie from Second and None comes in, DJ Yoko Frog,
That was until later
and
too.
yeah, right. So
Yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. So you weren't part. Were you part of West Coast Rocksteady DJs or no? You were
No, I
just
wasn't. I
okay.
wasn't.
Word. Yeah.
So during that year, there was a bunch of transitions. Mixmaster Mike had moved back to Sacramento. Um, DJ Apollo got picked up. He was on tour a lot with. He was Souls of Mischief's first DJ, and
Right.
he was on tour. And he was touring for Branford Marsalis,
Yeah.
his project called Buckshot LaFunk. So,
Right.
uh, that left pretty much Q, and then hanging out with Q all the time was me and DJ Disc. And that's when
Word.
when Q would ever get booked out for shows, he'd have me and Disc open for him, and we'd kind of just do jam sessions together. Like I remember my big first show with them was me, Disc, and Cubert opening for a Tribe at Bimbo's in
Oh shit!
Frisco.
What?
Yeah,
Hell
man. Yeah,
yeah.
it was just kind of getting I give a lot to Q for exposing me, in front of big crowds and how to how to handle myself but
Right.
yeah, it wasn't and then it wasn't it's funny. I was a beat junkie before I was a pickle because
Word. That's right. That's right. Yeah. That's
yeah,
right.
because
Yeah.
my first battles were in L.A. Like the big, after that battle, the West Coast, the New Music Seminar, I would go to L.A. and I met the Beat Junkies, Rhapmatic. My first battle in L.A. was versus Rhapmatic, J Rock,
Damn.
fuck, I forgot who else, but I met
Babel
them.
was
And
in that too, or?
no, Babel wasn't even in. Babel was like probably one of the last members
Oh
of
wow.
Junkies.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't
Okay.
join until
Word.
like '95,
Oh
but
word.
it wasn't until then where the Junkies had a radio show, and Disc called into that radio show. Yo, we got a new crew going, and then like, okay, what's the name of the new crew? Oh, called the Invisible Scratch Pickles, and you can hear me in the
Okay.
background. I'm like, what? Because it sounded like a crazy ass name. I'm like,
Right.
yeah, but
Okay.
but like me short and Cubert, we're part of a new group. I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, in the background, I'm like, we are. But yeah, that's when that's when the Pickles formed.
This is after Pumpkin Squeeze, right? Like this is like
Yeah,
that time.
this is
Okay.
like a little bit after Pumpkin Squeeze music, the Cubert's mixtape.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's funny because that was like kind of like the mixtape for b-boys at the time, right? Because he
yeah.
played all the Ultimate Breaks and Beats stuff in there,
Oh
and
man,
like you know what I mean.
I was there when he made that. I mean, I was on the tape, but I remember when he made that, man, and I just thought I was
Word.
like, damn, that's dope that you're doing
Yeah.
a tape
And he
like
puts
that
electro on
because
the end. I mean, but it's like, but it was
yeah,
dope that he kind of kept to that theme, right? Because
yeah,
we all know that
he
Q loves electro, so it was
yeah.
kind of dope to kind of like hear
To hear
like
him,
breaks, right?
right,
You know what I mean?
and I mean, a majority of it was Ultimate Breaks and Beats. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Actually, I have some of the records where he BPM'd for that
Oh
mix.
shit.
Like, yeah, it's in this collection. So
Oh damn.
yeah, man.
That's crazy. So okay, so I didn't know this part of the history. I didn't know it was just like on the fly. This y'all were hanging out, and on the fly was like this is the name. Like you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
and then it wasn't until later where like Mike was kind of always part of it too, Mixmaster Mike, but
right.
because really it was Mixmaster Mike and Disc who made up the name.
Oh
I
word.
think
Okay.
I think it was Disc who made up Invisible Pickles. Like what the?
Shout out to
I don't.
Lou.
Big up DJ Disc, and then but I think when he hooked up with Mike, and then he called it like Invisible Scratch Pickles, so like,
Right.
and I'm like, okay, I'm I'm the little brother, just kind of going along with the
You
big bros.
you
Well,
kind of
okay,
go with it.
if that's what you guys say, all right.
Right. Okay, so then we'll fast forward a little bit to like 95, 96. Invisible Scratch Pickles like is this thing now, right? Like
Right.
you guys were on the cover of Herb magazine, right? That was like
Yeah.
was that
That was a little late.
96?
That was a little later. It was
Like maybe
it was,
97,
our
98?
that 98, but our first exposure like on a magazine kind of thing was Rap Pages came out with a DJ
Oh, there
issue.
that's right.
And
Okay.
that's when
Yeah.
it was me, Mixmaster Mike, Cubert, DJ Paulo, and Disc.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
So
crazy. Yeah. So things already you're already touring at this point, right? Like, you like.
yeah, kinda. My first international show was with Cubert, but it's not really international. I mean, it is international, but Canada. And then
Right,
it wasn't
right.
until but it wasn't until maybe a couple of months after that where I went to Japan with Q, and we
Right.
started touring that. And that was just kind of get my kind of understanding what it is to tour and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
but
No.
yeah,
So
fresh out of
okay.
high school,
So
man.
that's
Fresh
crazy.
out,
That's dope, though.
yeah, yeah.
That's
I'm
dope.
thankful, super
Yeah,
thankful.
man, for real. Like, yeah, you were killing it. I remember, yeah, I remember that, like, that time. Like, here, pull up that one, the one you just showed me. Who is it? Who are you with? Was that D Styles? Were you with D Styles at the time, or
Ah, man. Hold on. Oh shit.
that Fiesta Islands that you just put up? So it's funny because
Yeah,
I showed Fiesta Islands '93. A lot, dude. That's a lot that happened within that year, right?
yeah.
Because you're already at a certain level, right? Like, and times have changed. Like, there wasn't that dance competition.
No, there wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. It's getting there.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
it's getting
loading
there.
up.
Anyways, yeah, it's
Yeah.
loading. Oh, there it goes. There it
No.
goes.
Let's pull this footage. It's crazy. Look at that, 1994. U and D, yeah. Shout out to D Styles, bro.
And Red Matic was there, so he
Oh,
was
word.
hosting us.
Was
He was
he?
hosting the.
Oh,
Yeah, you'll
okay.
see him.
Oh, what? Wait, that's right?
Yep.
Holy crap. That's funny. Man, with the Just Too Hype banner, too.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I think if you YouTube this, you can see it.
Okay, word, yeah. No, it's crazy because, like you said, like me, myself, and Mikey were dancing in front of you guys. Like, we
Yeah,
were, like,
yeah.
right there.
I
That's what
remember
I'm
that. I
saying.
remember that clearly. You guys were front and center and right in front of us, and that
Yeah.
was dope
I didn't
because it's
realize
just
I was red.
yeah. I was red. That was a trip, man.
Yeah, man.
It was good, man. It was just that was what 94,
Yeah.
92. I'd say from 1990 to 94 was just a man. What the molding of a lot of stuff going down as far as hip hop, b-boying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember the Westlake Gym battle with Easy Rock and
Yeah, Nelmer, man. Dude,
yeah,
there's no
Nelmer,
footage of
yeah.
that. Actually, it's funny
There's
because
no footage of that.
we can't find it, dude. We can't find it.
Alex Aquino got that.
I just ran into him at Undiscovered the other week. He was like, "Yo,
You
I
should
need to
ask
talk to
him.
you." He was like, "I
Yo,
need to talk to you. Let's have lunch." I'm like, "Okay, you got
yeah,
something in your head."
he has he has a lot of footage. I mean, big up
Dude, that needs to be
Uncle.
documented because I thought that Radiotron was actually the first head-to-head competition in America. That might have been the first. Alex's might be, dude. I'm doing the research, bro. Like,
Oh
in
wow.
America.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah,
And
right.
remember how that was. That was a lot of people showed up to that one.
Yeah, it's funny because, like, do you remember the Urban Street Style one? It was more routines,
Urban
right?
street style. Yeah, that's right.
That because
Yeah,
that's what it
it was
was
more
in Westlake. Yeah,
it was
but
more
that was
dance
more packed.
routines.
You could kind of see the Urban Street Style 2, which was the one with Easy Rock. It was a little attendance is smaller, but the skill level was higher. But
Yeah,
the year,
but it was just more raw though. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like just on
yeah, for sure,
some
for
one
sure,
on one b boy shit. Like it was just
for
so
sure.
dope that came.
I think
Um,
that possibly might have been the first in America.
that's crazy.
Possibly,
Cool. I was
possibly.
there.
Yeah, exactly. I was there too.
Dope.
Let's go to the chat real quick. Josh says, so good to hear from two Filipino legends in the Bay Area talking about shop and history. Yo, shout out
Word
to
up.
Josh. He runs B-Boy Network. Check out B-Boy
Yo,
Network on
big up
YouTube
Josh.
and on Instagram. So, okay. So let's just kind of fast forward a bit, right? So
Okay.
you're already established. Pickles are established. We're going to even
Mhm.
fast forward past the Rocksteady where you battle the X-Men or the Executioners, right? Like
Okay.
it's already
Okay.
like this thing. ITF is established, right? It's like
Right.
this is like prime. Like if you're a bow DJ, it was like you're good, right?
Turntablism was at its peak. I would say
Right,
at least maybe around 98, 99
right.
was probably
Yeah,
its
yeah,
its biggest thing. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it was such at a big plateau of its
Right.
around the world. Yeah, straight up.
So I'm gonna talk a little bit about like okay, and this is where I think you're like one of the best DJs, like DJs all around, because you guys when Triple Threat formed, you guys went to the whole thing. We just don't just scratch. We actually could
Yeah,
still rock parties, and I think that separated a lot of things. But it did introduce a concept of like I would see you at a reggae club and you could rock reggae. Then I
yeah,
see you at a city nights and play all the mainstream stuff. Then I would see you at a upper room or something like that and rock that. You know what I mean? So I
yeah.
was like, dang, this fool really knows music and knows DJing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it was during a time, like I said, like how we said that, that the whole peak of the turntable scene was such a big thing, 98, 99. Triple Threat formed me, myself, DJ Apollo, and Vinrock, because we both, and mind you, me and Vinrock just won two back-to-back world championships, 98, 99. Or sorry,
Right.
97, 98.
Right.
And, but, we're still in the foundation, we still respected the foundation of DJing, where, like, my thing, I'll give you an example. During shows, and if you saw me on a flyer, you'd have what 600 people there, but maybe 30 people with video cameras or whatever, and it would kind of just mess up the vibe for me, or just the
Yeah.
party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why we formed Triple Threat, just to kind of bring it back. Like, look, we want to play for you guys too. We'll do our routines, and we'll scratch it up in like somewhere, sprinkle it in between the set. But
Right.
we can't forget the most of the people who want to dance or even want to b-boy or all that. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
And we just wanted to bring back DJing to the forefront. You know what I mean? Not
Right.
let people, because I think it just got so. I mean, I'm not trying to even say nerdy, but just more like it got so closed. We're like, where you're kind of pushing off the whole
Yeah. It became. Yeah.
masses
Yeah. Like
to
niche.
not
It became so
understand.
niche.
Yeah, it can become so niche, and I
Right.
mean, unfortunately now I kind of feel like the whole battle scene is for DJing is niche. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
the
Right. Right.
MCs
Right.
don't get like the, how it was in the '80s where you could fill up a freaking stadium
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
For a
Right.
DJ battle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we did Triple Threat during that time where we thought it was important because we felt that we were losing the masses to embrace every part of DJing. That's why, like, we would open up with a routine, all three of us, and then we would take turns. Apollo would rock for 20 minutes playing this kind of music, and then I'd take the next 20 minutes and play reggae, and then we'd go into funk and soul, and then we'd kind of scratch again. And we just giving people a all around DJ show. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
we just thought that was important. We thought that was getting lost in the whole shuffle of like turntablism, and we got so much backlash for that, dude. Like
Yeah,
the whole
that's right,
turntable scene thought we're like, what are you guys trying to do? Be on some Funkmaster Flex ish or like not?
right,
I said, no,
right.
man, it's DJing. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
honestly, Matt, we as Triple Threat now, we feel so vindicated because now you have the Red Bull.
Yes, the Clash stuff.
No, well, not the Clash stuff. We had the what do you call this? The battle they have three style.
Oh, word,
Three
word, word,
style,
word, word.
three style,
Yeah,
three style is a mixing battle. You know what I'm saying? You have to
yeah,
incorporate
yeah,
the three kinds of genres of music and this and me. And I'm like, yo, that's what we were trying to do back then. And now, thank
yeah,
God, people get it now. So
yeah,
now the masses are back into DJing again. You know what I mean? So
yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
mean, speaking of, I didn't want to jump the gun because I'm about to go to that part where everyone's in
word,
the
word,
DJ,
word.
like this next level of DJing, quote unquote, next level of DJing. But
Right.
yeah, so you guys did that, and that's the thing. You guys basically shaped like a lot of people here as far as like because like we were then became okay. It's not just we're watching these guys, right? It became like interactive. So and this is like prime, like 2000, 2001, 2002 was
Hmm.
like, I'm already like 25, but then the music was the best, in my opinion,
Yeah.
like, because you guys were at the clubs, like, you guys were like, at a Storyville, at a, what I mean,
Beat
I
lounge
mean,
or
a lot
something
of
like
that
that. Yeah.
stuff started in Deco too, right? Like we'd be upstairs
Yeah.
breaking, but then downstairs would be the scratching. It was
Right.
kind of like the meetings of the world, like Storyville. What's the other place? By Jellies? What was it? Shoot.
Oh, Mission Rock.
Mission Rock, yes.
Yeah.
Mission. I'm
Yeah.
like, how did I was
Oh
always
man.
there. But that brought like I think that was like the prime of like okay, kind of I didn't now that I talk about it, it was almost like Saint Augustine in this big scale. It was kind of like the same vibe. You could still
Yeah.
like get down, but at the same time, then dance with a girl. Like it was just
Yeah.
kind of like that. It was
Yeah.
like,
Where the
but
meeting
this
of the
time we
worlds are
are
still
adults,
there.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. I
You know
mean,
what
it
I'm
was a good.
saying?
I think that was and like I said, it had to do with the music as well, right? Because like
Right.
the music still then. I mean, around that time, early 2000s. I mean, not everything, but a lot of music was still sample driven. You know what I mean? So you could still
Right.
play certain breaks here and there, or like that was the raucous era, that was
Yeah.
the Stones Throw era, where that hip hop
Yeah.
was still there, and it was like
Right.
you said, it was probably one of another generation of hip hop was good. It was still there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
you can still
Right.
get down. So
Right. Yeah. Okay. So I might as well get. So now, like what, 2000? We'll say that's around 2000 to 2005, six, seven. And obviously the turntablism stuff is already kind of going, like it's becoming even more and more niche. It's becoming even
I
tighter,
mean,
right?
yeah, it's like it's just a if it's on some, if you know kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
it was like,
definitely,
yeah, yeah. Because I remember 97 was like the ITF prime, right?
yeah.
Like
Oh man,
97, that was it. And then it slowly started, the numbers of those events just started going smaller and smaller. And this is where it's like, where I was like, oh, Oliver Wing's from that time. He's from, like, he would go to those battles, and he was living out here, and he was
yeah,
like, why are these guys so amazing and scratching? What happened? And that's what led him to the questions to the mobile DJ stuff. So now we're fast forwarding to, let's fast forward to like now, right? Like,
yeah,
social media. But then prior to that, then it become electronic music comes in, and all of a sudden being a DJ is like what no one ever thought of a DJ should be. Like, not should be, but to dream of, right? Because at that point,
yeah.
it's like, if you're a scratch DJ, if you were a like hip hop DJ, if you're a Premier, if you're a Pete Rock, you're going around because you made albums, and like, they would hire you at these clubs and stuff like that.
Right.
So what was the thing? I guess, what's your perspective when that started happening, when it became the festival DJ and
Well,
ele-
even I mean, we can even kind of attribute
yeah, go
that
for
to
it.
the. I think we could attribute that to the whole development of when technology came in. That's what
Word.
changed a lot
Okay.
too. You have to
Yeah. Yeah.
consider that when
Right.
CDJs came in, that made you
Right.
like, well, now you could play whatever you want, right? Because you could just burn
Right.
it on CD and play whatever you want. And then when Serato came in, and that just made everyone a DJ. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Got it.
um, I mean, as a DJ over the times, of course, like I have to, that taught me how to really adjust, because, like, I had to learn. Like I was doing, during the whole festival scene, I had to learn a lot of that music too, because to get booked out into Asia, which pays the big bucks, I had to
Right.
learn a balance of that too. I mean, ask Melody. Melody had to. He was one of the first from the Beat Junkies. He was the first one from our crew, all turntablist battle crew, to DJ with AM at the Vegas clubs. You know what I'm saying?
Word. Okay. Word. Word.
So it
Yeah.
just shows you, like, where we, there was a certain few of us who came from that hardcore hip hop scene, that we had to know how to pivot and how to adjust. Where, like, okay, we'll play your shit, we get it, but but
Right.
at the same time, we have to play a little bit about, when we can kind of sneak our stuff in and here and there. So
Right.
it's, I mean, I like I said, I always think that technology is just a gift and a curse. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's a gift because now I got doubles of anything I want to juggle or scratch or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
man, it's a curse because, well, how long have you been DJing? Now you got the 10G guarantee at the club. Like,
Right. Right.
it's from any DJ who came from the 80s or whatever. Of course, they're gonna talk about, like, oh man, they suck, or whatever. For me, it's like, I'm a little more open, because I was kind of tied in with the whole development with the, I did a lot of R&D for some of these mixers and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
understand,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it takes a lot of, you have to embrace technology and change, but have it work for you at the same time. So I don't know, man. I don't look down. It's like, it's everything's in cycles, right? So
Right. Yeah.
I mean, like, now the festival DJ is kind of big only when the festivals are out, but they're not as mainstream as they were before, right?
Right.
Because now it's a little
So
more on the trap
So
side.
what
So
what what would you say? What suggestion? Because, like I said, you're a guy that, like, I refer to a lot, because, again, if I asked you to go to a breaking event, right,
hmm
you know what to do, right? Maybe there's certain, I mean, obviously, I mean, we haven't even gotten to copywritten songs yet because of YouTube and stuff like that. But for the most part, if you're not streaming, I'm going to get Shortkut for 30 minutes at a breaking event, you
yeah,
pretty much know what to, play. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, yeah, you have a,
I just played one
you're
like
like,
2 weeks. I just played one 2 weeks ago for Precise, man. Like,
oh,
there was a
word.
b-boy jam in San Francisco, and it was a little battle, and it made me kind of feel like there's still, man, that's dope that we still have this.
Yeah.
And big up like Cross, man, for still doing freestyle sessions. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just,
dude.
it's
Yeah.
important that we have this. I mean, like I always feel like with every year that passes by, there's just a new generation of hip hop kids who just didn't, unfortunately didn't get to see that scene and live
Right.
through it and get,
Right.
and at least for us, we like certain songs. Oh man, we heard that song over and over again. We heard Apache, but there are a lot
Yeah.
of kids who just haven't heard it. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
now we're
Yeah.
trying to find different things that and I know with the BC1 battles now you can't really play any of those kind of songs.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of these producers are making b-boy tracks for specifically for those kind of battles because of copyright
Right.
stuff. So
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's for me. The one thing about DJing is you're forever a student, straight up,
Right.
because there's going to be something new that you just did not know about before, even that it was,
Right.
whether it's an artist or a break on a record or whatever. So
Right.
that's why I love playing b-boy battles because it just makes me, man, I never get to play this anywhere else, except for Twitch, maybe except for Twitch, but
Right.
now I get to play it,
Right.
especially for because like for me, I'm like. Man, I tell the organizers, make sure that no one's like in front of me so I can see the b-boys so I know when to drop shit. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Yeah, yeah. So yeah,
it's
what
I
keeps
miss
you like what keeps you into like, just being open to like knowing how to DJ different genres or different clubs or different what you're asked for? What suggestion would you give to DJs that are up and coming right now who have just this now they have like in their palm of their hand they can access, but they're not curated. So what's your suggestion
um
to like knowing
so
how to like fit in different things and be because that's the thing. I think you're the most well-rounded DJ out there because you can spin all these and you can scratch and you can juggle, but you know how to do these things. And not I don't know a lot of people who could do that. Straight up. I
I
don't
mean,
know a lot of DJs who
well
could do that.
I'll start it with this. I I take it to my what I learned from the mobile scene when I used to be a mobile
Right.
DJ. Because when you're a mobile DJ, you gotta be able to play for anybody. Like if
Yeah.
I'm talking about like not just for your peers, but like for the old folks, like the 80-year-old folks who want to dance to like ballroom music or
Right.
salsa or waltz or any of that kind of
Right.
stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I learned over time not to front like I'm playing because because it's cool and whatever. Like like a big one for me is reggae and dance hall.
Mm. Right.
I got super immersed into that because just how it related to me as far as the sound system. The sound system scene in Jamaica is pretty much almost how it was for us, in the Bay Area, being just the ingenuity in the just trying to create something out of nothing, and that's what and then I got into that scene and I got to learn how they play and how you properly play as a DJ, and or not even a DJ, as they call it a selector. The DJ is a guy on the mic, but the selector
Right.
is the
Right.
DJ.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I got just learning about all that stuff, and then like getting just kind of when I was doing more raves and stuff back in the days, or other rooms that had a house room, or
Right.
being part of one of those kind of parties, I would
Right.
I would actually sit there and watch the house DJ. Like, why are these house cats getting so much love? Because I didn't like
Right.
at early I wasn't into house. I was
Right.
like, nah, that shit is whack. You know what I mean? But I I learn more and I respect them and I understand like the art. Like it took me back to like they're mixing and they're
Right.
mixing without train wrecking. And I'm
Right.
like, okay, what they're doing is like the song's got to mix, the mood has to be right. You have to blend 32 bars and without skipping a double beating or whatever, all that stuff. And now I'm not, I have a lot more respect for house. And dude, I do a house stream every week on my Twitch
Word.
page. You know what I'm saying? So
Word.
like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and just understanding like the culture. That basically what I would say to any of the new kids who get into DJing, whatever you play, definitely know the history behind it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And respect
Right.
it. Like whether it be like for me with reggae, I got as far as going to the origins of that with Studio One and like the origins of how that became into dance hall and stuff like that. House music too, the origins in Chicago and New York and how that became something, and the original producers of that music and how it became something, or even with scratching. I mean, just anything that I get into, I just want to go into it wholeheartedly. So
Word.
and I try to, and that's why I like when I stream now, when I do different themes every night, and whenever I play something like New Jack Swing, I'll play. If you never heard about New Jack Swing music, I'll play like the origins of it from like the early '80s, mid
Oh
'80s
shit. Teddy
like
Riley shit.
the early Teddy Riley to the Jimmy Jam Terry Lewis days to the like the maybe the
Right.
tail end of it like in the 92, 93 maybe. You know what I mean? Just be able to play all that, and for me, just it keeps me interested as a DJ. You know what I mean? Because if I just
Right.
stick to one genre, I'd probably get bored. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Crazy. So
So
okay, now we're leading up to modern day, right?
yes.
So, the pandemic happened, and we're all shut in. And obviously you spin a lot of clubs, right? Like that's
Mm-hmm.
your bread and butter. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So so what was your introduction to Twitch, man? Like let's just hear that story right now.
My man Rome Diggs, he was doing a but
Word, shout to
around lockdown.
Rome.
Yeah, but yeah, big up my brother Rome Diggs. He was doing a lot of production with other companies that were doing, like everyone's trying to figure out what to do. Everything's locked down. How are we going to pivot? Okay, well we have to bring some kind of a streaming element to the crowd. I mean, I was already doing streaming on Facebook whenever I was home.
Word.
Like I had a show called Off the Shelves, and
Okay,
basically
word.
I pick records off the shelves and play my live vinyl because I never get to play vinyl, like,
Right.
often. But it wasn't till the lockdown where, Rome Diggs got me a gig. Yo, you and a bunch of other people, like, bands and stuff, you guys are gonna do live stuff in front of this crowd. And yo, there's gonna be a bunch of people watching. I'm like, okay. So treat it like, he said, treat it like you're at the spot live. And I
Right,
did,
right,
what I
right,
mean? There would
right.
be a chat room. I'm like, okay, shouting out everybody in the chat room and be like, try to be much engaging. And I'm like, oh wow, I could, and just seeing the response I got from that, I just saw the possibilities that came with it. You know what I mean? Like to be able to
Right.
kind of reach. Oh man, I never get to play this kind of genre of music at a real club, or I mean,
Yeah.
in an IRL spot, and you know what I mean.
Right.
I was like, and then I just started listening all the music that I usually play, funk, soul, disco, rock, and I just made like shows of it. You know what I mean? Like I'll do a
Right.
whole 2 to 3 hour show of just that genre, and then
That's dope.
and on top of that, since 2003, I've been collecting music videos. So
Okay,
I'll,
so you're doing the whole like video mixing thing at the
yeah,
same time.
video mixing. Yeah, I've been into video mixing ever since before even Serato announced that they were going to have a video mixing plugin. So I
Right.
was like, oh man, I'm about to rip all my b-boy videos, DJ videos. All my, I was hooking up with folks around the world who had just video collections and just doing stuff like
Yeah.
that. And man, and now it's like it's now when you watch when I stream, I try to make it like kind of like a subliminal educational kind of thing at the same
Right.
time. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
the minute that someone in the chat room is like, oh man, I never knew there was a video to that song. I'm like, cool. You know what I mean?
Dope. Hey, can you
So
play the intro to your Twitch stream?
oh oh yeah.
I want to see that
So
shit. Yeah. Here you
yeah,
go.
right before I go on, this is what people see. Like I'm playing whatever genre music of the night that's about to be
I need to
that.
step up my
And
thing,
then no, I know,
man.
and when I'm done, I play this.
Oh, dope. Oh, shoot. Yeah. I need. Yo. I need to step the hell up.
I got my
This is cool.
moderators, my girl produces the show. She's always
Oh
like looking
shit.
like, yeah, she's checking out everything that doesn't make sure. And then I do a whole thing like, okay, so hold on, yeah, come support us and all that stuff.
Right.
And then
Right. Right.
if you're familiar with Twitch, there's this thing called raid where someone can kind of give you
Oh yeah. Yeah.
we give the crowd to somebody else, and this is
Right.
my
Right.
my, my bridge to that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like so
It's
um
it's super clever, man. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
super
man.
clever.
And I do certain things like too, like if you guys are feeling good, put your ladders up one time. Let's go.
Yeah.
Or I see a lot of people in the room right now. I've never seen you guys before, but welcome to the room. Where are you guys from? Let us know real quick.
Right.
Get a
Oh
location check in the
damn.
room. You know what I mean? Or if people
Yeah.
giving or if people tip kind of hard. I don't know if you're familiar with the hype train
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yep.
yeah. Oh man, we got the hype train going. You know what I mean? Like, so I have
I
it
need
all
to
set
step
up
up.
where
No
it's
just to
it's
StreamYard, but obviously OBS has cool shit.
it's no. I mean, I'm going through OBS to you. Because
Right. Okay. Yeah.
there's like a virtual camera thing that where I'm able to kind of do what I'm
Right.
doing
Right.
right
Right.
now with you. But like I said, man, it's just learning. That's the thing about the pandemic. It taught me not only to become a DJ, but how to be an IT, a producer, a promoter. You know what I mean? Like I had to do, and my early days on Twitch. Fran Boogie would make a lot of my flyers. You know what I mean? Like
Right. Right.
it was just like we're just trying to pivot and just trying to figure out how to work the whole whole new streaming platform to
Right.
adjust to it and make
Yeah.
people feel like they're at the spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So
that's dope, man. That's crazy.
yes.
Now I'm like, damn. All right. I saw that. I'm like, For those
No,
I
yo.
just got back to YouTube
Well,
like,
let's talk.
6 months
Let's
ago.
talk after. I got connections with some folks who do those kind of things, man. So if you need
Oh,
something done,
dope.
let me know.
Yeah.
Let's talk. Let's
Yeah.
talk after this,
Yeah,
for
man.
sure.
Dude, so that's see, and I mean, see, that's what's dope about, like, like I said, it's like this is the future. We were able to cope during this time. Now we're out again, right? Everyone's out
Yeah,
again, but
everyone's out
now
again.
there's a now you have this now you have a new platform and a new venue to display, like, your skill set still. And I think that's what's going on too, like, just period. And I mean, for breaking and dance and for breaking and hip hop dance and stuff like that, obviously TikTok and Instagram is the thing to go, because what's 15 seconds, it's automatic scroll, right?
That's the hard
But
part, man. If
yeah, but for
you
here on YouTube, what's good is the long form discussions like this.
yes, no,
You know what I
actually, I
mean?
mean, this will live forever on here. You know what I mean? So
That's what I'm
it's
saying. It's like no one goes to TikTok or Instagram and go, what was that whole hour interview? Like, barely. You're gonna go to like Spotify or YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
right, right.
You know what I mean? Does Twitch have that option? You can look up stuff or like
You
go in the
could. I mean,
past.
so the thing about Twitch is, I mean, from what I was told, is not to leave any of your stuff. Because of course, just like YouTube, if you leave anything up with music, the
Okay.
DCMA will get on you, and
Oh,
I
word.
like for that's well, honestly, it works out for me too, because like
Right.
I never leave up any of my shows, because for me it's like, oh, you missed it. Well, you're gonna have to check
Yeah.
out the next
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
It makes them,
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
people to come back and see like what
Right.
I'm doing,
Yeah.
or at least by word of mouth. Like, yo, did you check out Short Show that the other
Right.
day? He
Right.
covered this kind
Yeah.
of music.
Yeah.
Oh well, I'll wait till he does that again. So it's just kind of
Yeah. Okay. That's
having
dope.
people,
Yeah. That
yeah,
gives
having
a like, because it's temporal, right? It's only gonna
right,
last that moment.
right.
And
So
yeah.
that's why that's another thing, how to work with what's going on right now, because like I know YouTube, certain DJs got keys to the
Oh
house
yeah.
kind of thing, where I don't know. I mean, there's some cats I know, like, how do you able to do this whole show on
Right.
YouTube and not get cut off?
Cause yeah, yeah. Cause
Because I'm not
obviously
one of
I'm
them.
like, yeah.
I'm not
Cause
one of them.
obviously I've only been playing your like battle stuff, right? Like I've only been
Yeah,
playing, where it's already cut up for me. But when it's like
right.
when you're mixing or something, I was like, oh well, that's just gonna be background right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Or you gotta warp it or something, where just
yeah,
the
exactly,
algorithm doesn't
exactly.
doesn't catch it
Yeah,
or something, right? So
yeah, man. But
yeah,
that's
man.
dope, dude. That's crazy. So, what do you see the future and everything, man? As far as where you're going and stuff like that, what do you see the future in DJing or scratching or anything like you're involved in? Are you
Well, you know what?
producing it all? Like,
Yeah, I'm Scratch Pickles. We're making a new album.
okay, word.
I'm actually hooking up with D Styles in Vegas, and we're making up some new stuff. I just did a show with Apollo and Cubert in San Francisco last weekend, and we're
Word.
slowly, the Scratch Pickles are kind of hooking up, and just trying to get back on the just kind of we'll make our album. Our last album was 2015. And it's gonna take
Right.
what, another 7 years? Like, that's what
Yeah,
we
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
all told
yeah,
it that,
yeah.
hey man, we can't wait like that long to make another album, dude. So
Right. Yeah,
but yeah, we're
yeah.
doing that, and then besides my, I'm getting booked out a little more often, and I'm
Right.
just trying to get used to getting back on a plane. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
right.
I picked up a New Year's gig in Dubai this year, so I'm
Oh
just,
wow.
I'm thankful
There
for
you
that.
go again. There goes
But
short
but
again.
yeah, one thing I will say, man, what's dope with, especially with the streaming, is now when I have a weekend where I don't get booked out,
Right.
I could still DJ, I could still make somewhat
Right.
of a,
Right.
I could still be in the mix, and and keep my crowd engaged. You know what I mean? Because like there's times I have to tell you, oh, I'm not gonna be here this week. I'm gonna be out in this place, but once I come back, I'll be with you guys again. So it's cool. It feels like I said, I think Twitch opened me up to a whole other market, to a lot of people who never even heard of me, or heard of
Right.
my back or my history or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just I see a lot of people. Like I said, if it's your first time in the room, give me a location check. You know what I mean? Like
Right. Right.
that kind of stuff comes in there
Yeah.
into play. You know what I'm saying? So it's good. Like, I would say I haven't been this busy. This is my busiest of my whole life as far as being a
I
DJ.
bet. If you're
Straight
streaming,
up.
yo, I'm about to encounter another podcast. That's gonna be my third one. So I'm
Oh,
gonna be
dope.
doing three a week. So I can't even imagine what you do if you're doing like five, four
Five.
days a
Yo.
week.
If I'm home, I'm on from Wednesday to Sunday.
Shit, yeah, that's I'm
But
like,
but I'm thankful, man. I get, like,
yeah,
I'm blessed to have at least a couple of hundred people, a few hundred people watching,
right,
and it just it makes me love DJing again. It makes me, keeps me on my toes as far as
yeah,
being a selector. You know what I mean?
right,
Like, and like I said, that every genre every theme, because I do different themes. So
Right.
whatever I'm in, like if I do a Dr. Dre night, I'm going on Discogs for 4 hours looking up every song that he's ever done,
Right. Yeah.
downloading all those songs, looking number one to see if there's a music video for it or if there's any foot. Not only music videos. I try to show like clips from them on TV shows or like interviews and
Right.
just kind of
Yeah.
squeeze that
Yeah.
in. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
um,
Damn, that's research too,
yeah,
man. Yeah,
it's
you're
research.
looking
Yeah,
up
that's what I'm saying.
YouTube. Yeah, damn.
YouTube,
That's
all that. I'm at
that's
all
dope,
day.
dude.
Yeah.
That's
So
what I'm
s-
with you. That's why when you're
s-
like, how do you get this footage? Like, I'm doing research, bro. Like, you know
dude,
what
I
I
mean,
mean?
it's it's the finding out the history and doing the research will
Yeah,
never end, which is
that's
dope because
real.
it keeps me. It's as a selector, as a DJ, as a lover of music, hip hop, or any kind of genre of music, it just keeps me motivated. Like, oh man, you'll always come up on something like, damn, I didn't know about that. Man, I can't
Yeah.
wait to show other people this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
During my
Yeah,
streams.
man.
So
Yeah, man.
yeah,
There you go.
yeah, no
Well, it's
doubt,
been
man.
about 1 hour and a half with
Wow,
DJ Shortkut.
already?
Yeah.
Dang,
Yeah.
that's what's up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we could go get deeper, but like I said, it's like we could go longer, but I mean, I
No,
got
of
things to
course, of
do. But
course.
I just want to
Yeah,
like again, since it's Filipino American History Month, and you guys were part of the Filipino DJ mobile DJ scene was an integral part of what we did and how we
absolutely.
kept the scene alive. Because again, the research shows that's why one of the regulars said, "Oh, here goes with the receipts," because I'm like, "Look, this is the footage from 1992. I could ask, Ken Swift and Legs, did you have that many people there? No. Little Caesar, no. The only places that compared were like Germany and Japan.
Right.
So now, and then knowing that we're all mostly Filipino that were in these crowds, it was kind of it's a story that needs to be told. So again, I'm just documenting everything, and you were there. It's
Yeah,
not like
same
you
here, man.
weren't. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm working on a project right now. Like I think for myself, me and my girl were talking. Like I need a legacy project and something for myself. So I want to do
Right.
my own documentary of the whole
Yeah.
mobile DJ scene of the Bay Area, which would happen
Yeah.
to be predominantly Filipino. You know what I'm saying? But
Yep.
just the rise from all that. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I hate to say it, but Filipinos were definitely into trends, right? Like, I
Right.
mean,
Right.
so
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
DJ thing, and then everyone went into racing, and then everyone went
Yeah.
into something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yep.
but the few of us who did stick with it and
Yeah.
stayed true to what we love, like yourself, man. Like
Yeah.
dude, I was with you when we're still dancing. When you were dancing, I was DJing, and we're still here doing
Yeah.
this. And
Yeah.
I
Not.
that's when I see your post. That's why I'm so proud of you, dude. Like I'm like, damn,
Yeah, man.
I'm glad you
Yeah.
stuck to it. You know what I'm
And
saying?
being old too. Like.
Yeah, but you know what?
Yeah.
With the whole being old thing, man, I just gotta say this. I would not give that up for anything to say that we lived through that era too,
Right.
because it's
Yes.
something, and that's I know I'm not, and not to sound like a dinosaur, like on some like, man, you guys will never know what it's like to live, but but it's good that we were able to live through that. Now that we can share that with the younger generation,
Yeah.
because like it's a great story. It's a great legacy, hopefully for them to carry on. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
we saw so much of that building coming up in the scene, and now that the way it is now, how it's like, man, we're in the Olympics, man. What the hell? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Nah.
B-boy's in the what the? How did it get to
Yeah.
that? You know what I'm
No.
saying?
This is the crazy part too. It's like one of the things I gotta say, before we sign out is like when we were in Rotterdam and we were on two separate
Oh, that's
events, but we
right.
we were booked for the same event, and then we are like, yo, okay, two kids from like
Yeah,
Northern California
from the
that just
Bay,
we're here
man.
now. You know what I
Yo,
mean?
that's crazy.
10 years ago.
So he's talking about when what was that for hip hop house? Hip hop
Yeah,
house.
yeah. It was
Yeah.
like but I knew the promoters from World Breaking Classic, so and
Okay.
they're connected to the IBE. But yeah, it's Rotterdam, and it's like, oh, Short's gonna be
Yeah.
here. It's like, what the fuck? Okay, cool. Now I'm finally
And you
seeing you
and you and
outside.
Cross were there, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, how in the hell am I? I was like, man. And the first thing I said to profile was like, what are you doing here? I'm like, oh, we're doing this. I'm part of this thing too. I was like, oh shit, that's so dope. And then I
Yeah,
did the whole
man.
DJ demonstration
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
and like I
yep.
said, man, one thing I always say to myself, man, hip hop saved my life, dude. Straight up.
There you
You know what I
go.
mean? Like if I wasn't
100.
a hip hop DJ, and I mean all of my friends were all gangsters, man. Straight up, I would, and they
Mhm.
all, majority of them went to jail or for
Right, right,
something.
right,
I mean,
right.
some of them turned their lives around, but
Yeah,
but for the majority of it, they all got into trouble, and DJing kept me focused, kept me at home, and I'm glad that I'm still here doing this, man. I'm
There you
blessed, man.
go. Yeah,
No
man.
doubt, bro.
All right. Well, that's DJ
Right on.
Shortkut. They can find you over here and anything and everything.
Yep. That's it right there. Shortcut at shortcut with a K, no C, no Z at the end. And there's but shout out to Team Shortcut around the world who has that same name.
Okay. I was trying to find it on YouTube. I was like, that's not short. Like I was like, that's
Exactly.
not
There's
short.
there's a bunch of shortcuts in like it, but
Right.
that's yeah. But if you
Yeah,
see that,
man.
then that's me right there. Yeah, give me a
All
follow if you
right.
guys haven't already done that.
Yes, and you can find me. Where's my thing? Where is it? Where's my? Did I erase it? No. Oh, right here. And you can find me on Instagram at
There it is.
PRFO_FLGZ or right here on the Profile1 channel. And of course, Profile1.com. Yo, this has been the Trades
Yeah.
interview with DJ Shortkut. We're talking about the past and the present and the future.
In the future, yep.
Peace and
Peace,
see you
y'all.
guys later.
Thank you for tuning in.
Yes, sir.